we're gonna go real quick and take a look at how to get Handbrake working with Docker in Synology. So step one would be go to the package center and make sure you've got Docker installed. If you don't, do that. So I could just go in there. I obviously have it installed already, so I'm just gonna open it up. All right, so from here, you'll want to click on registry and search for Handbrake. And this one right up top with 40 stars, J Lesage Handbrake, and just double click on that. When you double click on that, you can choose what you want. You'll always want the latest. And just so happens, for time's sake, I have already got it downloaded here. So it's 296 megabytes. It'll take a little time for it to get there. All right, so from here, you want to, go and create a container, right? So you've got the image, you need a container. So you're gonna launch. And I would recommend limiting the memory and the CPU it's going to use, otherwise it can kind of create a pain. Might give it a little more memory there. I'm going to be getting some more memory soon. Let's just go ahead and give it that. So we want to get in advanced settings. You might want to do this, but you definitely want to do this. It'll make your life a little easier. And I'm actually going to have it open a web page. And I know the port I'm going to be using, so I'm just going to put that right there already. But we'll see this number again in just a minute. All right, so that's the first setting. Next, I'm going to go into volume, and we need our volume, so we're going to add a folder. And we're going to go over to the folder I want to add. Select. We need to use our backslash and then just call whatever you want. All right. Next up, we've got our volume in there. Network we can just leave alone. Port settings, we do not want this to be auto or it'll change every time. So go ahead and choose a port. And then in links, we don't need to do anything, but we need to do something in the environment. You'll see here there's a user ID and a group ID, and it's got the numbers there. So we need to figure out what ours is. In order to do that, we're going to have to make sure you can SSH. So you go into the control panel over here, and there's terminal and SNMP. Click on that. And you should have enable SSH service. You probably, if you haven't done it before, your port is probably going to be 22. You can make it whatever you want, and it's probably better to not leave it as 22 because it's something that people could easily guess at. So ideally you would change it. All right, and then you just click apply. I'm not going to do that since I already have it going. All right. So now you need to go into a terminal. In Mac, you can just search for terminal, or you can do iTerm if you have that on your computer, but you would have had to download that. But terminal's right there. They look basically the same and function basically the same. So in terminal, you're going to type in SSH, your username, right? Which is the username that you use to do anything in Synology, and then your IP address. What is it? 19. Well, let's just copy this right here. Thanks a lot, Safari. Now what you won't see there is the port. So ordinarily you would do something like this, but for SSH, you've got to do just a little dash and then a P, and then you can do your port. All right, and then the same password. Oh no, I just got lost. There we go. Same password as you would normally use. So right now I'm logged in as my user, which is the user I want to replicate for this container. So I'm going to type in ID U, and I'm going to get 1026, and I'm going to do ID G and get 100. So that's my user ID and that's my group ID. So I want both of those numbers, 1026 and 100. So back over here, user ID 1026, group ID 100, and we are ready to go now. We apply, next. All right, and we can take one last look. Local port, that looks good, and I think we're ready to go. So we're going to click apply, and it's going to take a minute to create this container, and it's right here. Now, if everything worked well, which hopefully it did, I can click right here, and there we go. There's Handbrake. From there, you can go in. So I can click on the hard drive there. This is the volume I created, and I can do whatever I need to do there. I would recommend, if you're doing anything, that you also output to that and not output to inside the container, because that can be a little goofy. But that's outside the scope of this video. Hope you enjoyed.